I know Lily. Anyway, she's great.
But I don't know.
She's great, guys. We love Lily. Well, we finally made it. This is the last ever interview I'll be posting at high school. This is crazy. We've come so far.
I want to stop procrastinating and be the best player on the basketball team.
I'm getting ready in my car in the morning. 62.
I might be going to Viola.
It's gloomy. It's nice though.
Hey, that's the man right here.
Probably my first varsity game.
When people steal my phone.
Japan. Bruno Mars.
Nice.
Yes.
Salad. It can have anything I need.
Honestly, it sucks because I hate being in math for like 2 hours.
My life is perfect.
My first period. My least favorite would be second period because it's math.
My least is history.
My least is history, first period.
Are you guys ready for graduation?
Yeah, I'm excited to go to college.
Are gonna sink. Wait.
Like, probably spend more time with my family.
That's a tough question. BJ's $13 Pizookie meal.
Black Widow because I really like her movies.
Not really.
All right.
For Queen?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The stuff I got for Christmas, or I got to hang out with Lily a lot. Just put it in a savings account.
I wonder where I got this ball from. Hey, but right now I had a yogurt because it's like
Superheroes, like any?
You're probably wondering what my last question will be. It is a senior reserve question like last year. And the question is, what's your biggest regret from high school? And what would you tell your freshman self? Gabriel here. And what is your biggest regret from high school?
My biggest regret from high school, I'd say, is not getting to know the friends that I know now sooner.
Okay. What would you tell your freshman self?
What I tell my freshman self is to just not be shy and like don't care what others think. Like just do you.
All right. Minutes return to everyone.
Hello.
What is your biggest regret from high school?
Doubting myself, because that led to a lot of fights between me. Jordan, look at you or the camera. That led to a lot of fights between me and some really good friends of mine. I do miss those people a lot, and I hope they know I always care about them.
Okay. What would you tell your freshman self?
Do what you want. Do what makes you happy. Don't listen to anybody else. I feel like that's kind of basic. Also, don't eat dirt.
All right. Here we got Prom King London.
Keep walking.
Yeah.
My big
Hold on. Wait. So what's your biggest regret from high school?
my biggest regret from high school was probably that like I shouldn't have bullied so many kids and like shoved them in lockers and stuff. If I could go back, I would have been a kinder, a more gracious leader,
Okay.
a king.
And then what would you tell your freshman self?
Well, I tell my freshman self,
Yeah.
hey, don't lose the weight because like you peaked in 9th grade, so you should have stayed big and strong.
Yeah, sure. We can keep walking though. Okay, we have Eliana and I'm so sorry. Keep your Ashley. You're right, Ashley. I'm so
It's
sorry.
just Ashley.
I'm so sorry. Okay, Ashley, and okay, what's your guys' biggest regret from high school?
Oh.
Damn. That's kind of a.
I regret only taking 2 years of math.
I regret failing all my classes freshman year because it bit me.
Okay, so what would you tell your freshman self?
Don't fail your classes.
Take 3 years of math.
Literally.
All right, we have JD back for one last time. What is your biggest regret from high school?
My biggest regret, finding out about AI, because after that, things went downhill. But I'm still thriving, and
And then
I'm graduating.
Yeah, exactly. All right, what would you tell your freshman year self?
manage your time better, focus on yourself, and have fun, and everything will be all right.
Who am I here with?
Emma.
Okay, what's your biggest regret from high school?
Not joining the flag football team.
Okay, what would you tell your freshman self?
To join the flag football team.
Who am I here with?
This is Fabian. Leo.
Okay, what's your biggest regret from high school?
I think my biggest regret is probably not taking like a lot of classes. Like I took only like I didn't take a lot of electives.
Okay, what would you tell your freshman year self?
It's kind of boring.
And continue.
Okay. I think I would tell my freshman year self to not be insecure about everything. You know, like I was a big overthinker. It's dragged me down.
All right, we're back with Leo for one last interview.
Hi guys.
What is your biggest regret from high school?
My biggest regret from high school was definitely not going to every single event because now that there's only a couple days left, I regret not going to them all.
Okay, and also, what did you tell your freshman self?
If I could tell my freshman self something, it would be to don't be afraid. Everything works out in the end.
All right. Okay, we got Mags and Miguel now. Finally, he's finally in the video. Anyway, okay, what's your biggest regret from high school?
All right, what's up? Biggest regret throughout high school is probably locking in my sophomore year, and I would tell my freshman self to just keep pushing because it's all worth it in the end. And yeah.
So tiny.
All right, we're back with Michelle, everyone. Okay, what's your biggest regret from high school?
I think my biggest regret was literally not going to school for like the last 3 years, just because I was really unmotivated.
Okay, and what would you tell your freshman self? What would you tell your freshman self?
Freshman self. I can't say that. Practice your instrument more. Iconic.
We're back with the final weekly Wiz Law ever,
hey,
guys.
what's up, everybody? Aloha.
Aloha. Okay. What is your biggest regret from high school?
Low key, my biggest regret, maybe not going out as much, especially my freshman through junior year. Wish I went out a little more. I think this year I did a lot, and I regret not doing it as much. So
Okay, what would you tell your freshman self?
just go out there, do things, even if you don't want to do them.
All right, we're back with Dominic.
Hello,
Okay,
my name is
What
Dom
is your
Flores.
biggest regret from high school?
Biggest regret from high school? Not meeting more friends. How about that?
Okay, what would you tell your freshman self?
Continue what you're doing because it'll all work out in the very end.
All right, we're back with Zoe and, sorry, what's your name?
Kaylin.
Kaylin, right, okay. What was your biggest regret from high school?
I think one of my biggest regrets from high school is not making fun of more people.
Okay, and then what would you tell your freshman self?
I would tell my freshman self to not be corny.
Okay, and then...
Corny?
Yeah.
I don't have anything. I'm pretty good.
Nothing to tell your freshman self? What would you say?
No, I'm down.
All right. All right, we're here with Gian. All right, what's your biggest regret from high school?
Low-key not doing my work on time, not turning in assignments, being lazy. That's my biggest
So
regret.
what would you tell your freshman self?
Do my work. Pretty much it.
All right. Okay, we're back with Nolani. Nolani, what is your biggest regret from high school?
I think my biggest regret was taking AP classes because like I should have just taken like actual college classes because AP tests were bad.
Okay, and then what would you tell your freshman year self?
Don't take AP classes.
All right, we're here with Emma. And what is your biggest regret from high school?
My biggest regret is not trying hard enough my freshman year and failing a couple of my classes.
Okay, what would you tell your freshman self?
Please don't fail those classes. You're gonna regret it big time.
All right, who am I here with? Layla.
Layla.
Just kidding, I know you. Okay, what would you tell your freshman self?
I would tell myself to get more involved with the school and try to make more friends. And don't procrastinate.
Also, what's your biggest regret from high school?
Biggest regret is probably not pushing myself to my best when I could.
Okay. All right, we have Donna for the last time. Okay, what's your biggest regret from high school?
My biggest regret in high school is probably not locking in my sophomore year.
Okay, and then what would you tell your freshman self?
I would tell my freshman year self to talk more because I was quiet.
Okay, we have Sophia one more time, guys. Okay, what's your biggest regret from high school?
My biggest regret from high school is eating the school lunches because specifically the burritos, they can get you sick. So just bring your own lunch to school.
Okay, what would you tell your freshman year self?
Just to like explore the food options better.
All right, we got Rylan, Kai, and Daniel. Rizzy answered the question, but he's still here. What's your guys' biggest regret from high school?
My biggest regret from high school is not dropping out to pursue business.
Me is probably not going to the gym earlier. Wait. Another thing I regret not doing is not dropping out of high school to become Andrew Tate. My calling in life, stay hard.
My regret in high school is low key like low key though like no low key. I just think taking health my freshman year, that was like I felt like tard, bro. I was like, nah, that's not my thing, bro. I should have just taken it online, low key. There's so many things I regret. Like, yeah, low key.
Okay, what would you tell your freshman year self?
My freshman year myself.
You have a freshman yourself, David.
Low key, I would say, dude, low key being involved in schools, like, it low key is just the way. Like, I don't know, it just makes schools fun. It just makes it fun.
What are you?
Boom.
What would you tell your freshman?
Join ASB instead of Link Crew.
I don't know. Just locking in.
I'll go viral.
We have Anthony back one more time. What is your biggest regret from high school?
I think my biggest regret. Oh, I don't really know. I would have to say probably like my sophomore year when I didn't really try like that one like race, the 400 race. I could have done better, but I really didn't try to, and I got down to JV, and I got back eventually, but it had to be that race.
Okay, what would you tell your freshman year self?
Huh?
What would you tell your freshman year self?
To hang in there, and that it's gonna be a wild journey, but you got this.
Okay, we have Emma back for one more time, guys. What's your biggest regret from high school?
I really don't have that many regrets. But I probably do swim, probably my senior and like junior year. It's probably one of my things that I regret.
What would you tell your freshman year self?
Don't stress out too much over school. Like, you're gonna be fine. Number one, yeah.
Okay. All right, we got Azera back one more time, guys.
Okay.
Before we sign off,
Hi.
what is your biggest regret from high school?
Regret? Okay, not joining any sports or clubs. I wish I would have, just so I could have been like more engaged in school.
Okay, what would you
That's
tell
it.
your freshman year self?
Ooh, join FBK. I always wanted to join FBK.
All right, Danny, what is your biggest regret from high school?
My biggest regret in high school is not telling all the ops that they were my ops. Yep.
Okay, what would you tell your freshman year self?
I tell my freshman year self to not be afraid to tell people stuff. Yeah. And FBGM, yellow, and for the plot.
All right, Austin, what is your biggest regret from high school?
My biggest regret? Not enjoying my time spent with those around me more. Because before you know it, they'll be gone.
What would you tell your freshman year self?
I would tell my freshman self to enjoy every moment of high school because it flies by and goes by fast.
All right. Andrea, we're here with Andrea, and
Hi.
what is your biggest regret from high school?
My biggest regret is not dating freshmen.
What would you tell your freshman year self?
I would tell my freshman year self not to be scared of doing things and to just like don't limit myself.
Okay, what is your biggest regret from high school?
My biggest regret is not doing band and choir sooner. I should have auditioned for everything like freshman year, like right off the bat, but I waited until like my junior year.
All right, Luke, what's your biggest regret from high school? That's so mean.
My biggest regret in high school is being friends with this guy.
Okay, what would you tell your freshman year self?
Don't be friends with him. If you ever see someone named Austin Hill, run away.
All right, who am I here with?
Lily.
All right, Lily, what is your biggest regret from high school?
Not joining things early. Like, I could have done other things, you know.
What would you tell your freshman year self?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't even know. Don't get into yourself drama. Be yourself.
Wait, I know Lily. Anyway, she's great.
But I don't know.
She's great, you guys. We love Lily. We have returned with That's a Good Question, Cassie.
Hello.
Because she always said that all the time. That's a good question.
I literally say that in every single one of her
And
videos.
okay, what is your biggest regret from high school?
That's a good question. I think maybe my biggest regret from high school is not like locking in earlier and not like focusing, like actually like focusing more. Like I wish, like I knew I could have gotten better grades than what I had. So
Okay, what would you tell your freshman year self?
lock in. And then I also think I would tell her to don't be scared to do the things that you like and to tell people that you are in things that you are in. Yeah.
Well, we've come so far, but that's going to be it for interviews, guys. Hope you guys really enjoyed those. I like doing them. Hopefully I'll do more in college. Later, guys.